Hello, I'm David Roger, General Counsel for Las Vegas Police Protective Association. One of our board of directors asked me to do a quick video to discuss an issue with you that occurred to one of our officers. That officer lost his or her spouse. They didn't have a will, a trust, and as a result, the surviving spouse, our officer, had to go through the process of going to probate court and doing all the things that can be avoided if you've done some estate planning. And so let's just talk big picture here. If you die and you don't have a will, you don't have a trust, Nevada law and probate judges will decide what happens to your property, to all of your assets. And you may or may not want those individuals or those things to happen to your assets, but because you have had no trust, no will, no estate planning whatsoever, Nevada law says the probate judge has to deal with it. And once a probate case is opened, attorneys get involved. It will cost you your survivor's money to hire a lawyer. Sometimes you can do it on your own, but it's not advisable. And then there's litigation. Creditors come in, and it is a whole slew of problems that can be easily resolved if you have a trust and a will. So let's talk just briefly about a trust. A trust is kind of a legal entity that holds your assets. And so the trust, you might name it after a family trust, but the trust holds all of your assets. So you put the title of your house into the trust, your 401k or IRAs, all of those things into the trust. So you'll change the name of your assets to the trust, the William Family Trust. And you'll name trustees. Those are people who will control the assets based upon whatever instructions you give. And so if you're married, you and your spouse may be trustees, and you control the assets during your lifetime. And then after one person passes, you don't have to go to probate court. The trust owns the assets. The trust doesn't pass with you, and life goes on. And you can see how much easier it will be on your spouse not having to go to a probate court and going through all the legal mumbo jumbo that you have to go through if you don't have a trust. You know, there are other things that the trust lawyer can do for you. You know, a do not resuscitate order. And so you decide whether you want to continue on a life support or you want whoever you nominate to make that decision and remove you from life support. These are all very difficult issues to talk about, but it's a lot easier if you deal with them up front as opposed to leaving it to your survivor after you pass. You know, there are powers of attorney. Let's assume that you or your spouse are injured and you can't care for yourself. Maybe you're the sole spouse that is living. You know, who's going to make medical decisions for you? Who is going to make legal decisions for you or handle legal matters when you're incapacitated? And so that's what these powers of attorney will do for you. Otherwise, you have to go to whoever is caring for you has to go to court, get the court to approve a guardianship for you. That costs money. Sometimes the courts require you to post a bond to become the guardian. You have to file reports with the court. So once again, all of this can be resolved. And then of course, if you have children, minor children, and you and your spouse are killed at the same time, who's going to care for your children? Well, you can nominate a guardian, and the court, unless that person is unfit to be a guardian, will abide by your request and appoint that person a guardian of your children. And so, a will and a trust cost money. Roughly, and I'm just kind of spitballing, between $1,500 and $2,500. But the alternative is to not do it and, cause maybe your surviving spouse a lot more grief and cost them a lot more money. So there you go. That's estate planning kind of in a nutshell. If you have any questions or you need a referral to an attorney for this matter or anything else, please give me a call at PPA office or email me at droger@lvppa.com. And if I can't help you, I'll put you in touch with someone who can. Thank you very much, and I appreciate you watching these videos. Please, if you think about it, subscribe so that you will constantly get our updated videos.
111, 110.